Okay, everyone, we're going to pick back up on this. I think this may be the last video on this particular study. But I wanted to point out, let's see, where we picked up or left off last was here where it says, "So foolish was I and ignorant. I was as a beast before thee." And what the writer is referring to here is how, we viewed in the earlier part of the chapter here that the writer was seeing the life of the wicked and the foolish as something to be envious of. But then when he sought the Lord on it, the Lord showed him. And we're fixing to look at the latter part of this, and then I want to explain exactly in full scope what the Lord showed in this chapter. But anyway, we see here that he sees his error and how he had viewed things. And it says, "Nevertheless, I am continually with thee. Thou hast holden me by my right hand." This verse is him acknowledging that the Lord never forsook him. Even when he didn't understand what was going on and was looking at things in the wrong perspective, the Lord never forsook him. But then when he sought the Lord is when the Lord cleared everything up for him. So it's very important that even if though we may be looking at something through the wrong lens, so to speak, we've got to seek the Lord on these things. He's with us. We just have to turn to him and ask him about it and seek his guidance. But then in verse 24 it says, "Thou shalt guide me with thy counsel, and afterward receive me to glory." So this verse is saying a whole lot more than just what these few words seem to indicate here. Here we see he's saying, "Thou shalt guide me with thy counsel, and afterward receive me to glory." So there's guidance and instruction that's being spoke of here, and how the Lord is going to guide. And when that is behind him, then he will be received into glory. And we're going to talk a little bit more about what that means when we get down here further. "Whom have I in heaven but thee? But there is none upon earth that I desire beside thee." And see, that goes to the heart of the bride, okay? How you have no desire for any but the Lord, okay? And how her heart is pure and focused on the Lord, and she does not have any gods before him or any idols before him. She's not committing spiritual fornication. She has no idols. She's not caught up in the world as she's seen these other people were, okay? The wicked and the foolish. She was observing how they were caught up in the world and was seeing that they had all the things of this world and didn't seem to have the complications and problems that she had, because the Lord chastened her. But being chastened by the Lord is a good thing. Okay, and it goes on to say, let's see. "My flesh and my heart faileth, but God is the strength of my heart and my portion forever. For lo, they that are far from thee shall perish. Thou hast destroyed all them that go a-whoring from thee." See, that's what I was talking about. It's talking about the bride. All those that fornicated with the world and put things above the Lord is what this is talking about. Those that went a-whoring from thee. But the bride stayed true, for she desired none besides him. Okay? And then in verse 28, it says, "But it is good for me to draw near to God. I put my trust in the Lord that I may that I may declare all thy works. Now, I did a little homework on what seems to be simple words here, okay? And we're going to look at the word trust, okay? The word trust actually means to put refuge in, okay? And when we look at the word refuge, it means shelter or protection from danger or trouble. It means to aid in escape, to take refuge in, meaning to be protected of. So we see here that to trust in the Lord is to know that we have protection through Him, and He is our shelter from the danger and from the trouble. So this goes back to what we know that the Lord is going to do for the bride in the days ahead before we go on to be with the Lord. All this verse, and the Lord shows it to me so clearly, and I'm sorry that I explain it so poorly, but He showed me in this how it's all about how it may appear to us as the bride that those of this world, they get away with so much, and how that the evil that they do and the disregard they have for the Lord seems to not work against them in any way. Excuse me. But then when we seek the Lord on it, He will give us understanding, and we will see that theirs is going to be of desolation. Their end is going to be of desolation, destruction, and be about having fear and being in terror. But our end is going to be about knowing that He is our shelter and our protection, and that we don't have to fear the dangers and the troubles that are befallen around us, okay? When I first started reading this chapter, I was amazed at the things the Lord showed me through this chapter about the bride and about the time. This is about the time that He's shown me how that they are going to lose with this destruction that's coming. They are going to lose what they have put so much faith and stock into, the things of this world. The things that are corruptible, they are fixing to lose it. And God's going to open their eyes, and they're going to have to make a choice. Do they want to continue to cling to the things of this world that they cannot depend on, or do they want to turn to the Lord? But this chapter is all about the time He's been showing me, and I didn't even know that when He took me there. He's taught me all this throughout the chapter, but it's about the bride and how He doesn't forsake her. That she sees these things going on and she doesn't understand, but He doesn't forsake her. He guides her in understanding when she comes to Him, when she comes before Him in His presence, okay? And then He takes her and He shows her about, let me see where. Okay, right here. That she will be guided in His counsel, and afterward will be received to glory. That's all about what's going to happen with the bride, folks. And then it says, whom have I in heaven but Thee? And there is none upon earth that I desire beside Thee. That's the heart the bride has for the bridegroom. And then, of course, we were down here in this verse, and I was explaining about the truth. Okay? The trust. And the trust is all about just resting in Him, knowing that He is going to protect and he is going to provide the shelter needed. And as the definition of refuge also included, it is about escape. And that is what ultimately it is all about, that the bride will escape what's fixing to befall this earth and the wicked in it. And then as we look further down in the verse, it says, I have put my trust in the Lord. That's where we talked about how the Lord protects, that I may declare all thy works. Okay, here we're getting back to the works and how the Lord showed his might, okay, and in the scriptures that we've looked at before this. And what I want to point out here is, we saw up here that he guides, and that the bride will be received to glory. He's going to guide her with his counsel, and then she'll be received unto glory. And I'm sorry, my throat's starting to get scratchy again. Just bear with me. And how that she never went after and fornicated with false gods and idols, and that she has put her refuge in the Lord, that I may declare all thy works. I'm trying to think of the best way to explain this. Okay. Where we see here that you're going to be guided, the bride will be guided. It's all about our instructions and what we will be doing as far as our work during the time to help bring more souls into the kingdom during the harvest. Okay? Because right here we see we're going to be declaring his works. We're going to be protected while we declare his works. Okay? And declaring, give me just a moment here. Okay, what I come up with on the word declare, it's about proclaiming, announcing something officially, revealing. So we're going to be, how would you say, speaking forth and announcing the great things of the Lord and what he has done. And I believe this chapter is just giving us a good picture of how those of this world are all caught up in these things. And yes, it appears that they may have the upper hand, so to speak, as far as not having the difficulties to deal with that maybe we as Christians have because of chastening from the Lord. But in the end, all their things that they have clung to will be destroyed, and we will still have our Lord. And we will be working for him, and he will be guiding us, and he will be protecting us while they've lost what they had put their faith in. And I'm going to leave this at that right now. I just feel like there's so much more I should be saying and explaining it better, but it's not coming out like I'd like to. So y'all just pray for me that I can express things better. Thank you. Bye.